Hello Aries, welcome to your reading for mid-January. This is for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising and Venus. Please make sure you check all your placements to get a clear picture of what's going on for you at this time. As always, this is a general reading. It may or may not resonate for all of you. Please take the bits that do resonate and leave the rest behind for somebody else. Right, let's see. We are going to be starting off your reading with some oracle cards. Moving on to a freestyle tarot spread. Towards the end, I will be rolling some dice to get initials and sun signs and angel numbers for you. So make sure you stick around for that. I've decided to go old school today. I've pulled out my Wisdom of the Oracle and my Lightseer's Tarot after what feels like years. Alrighty, we have No Place Like Home, number 50. It's a very Cancerian card. Some of you may have heavy Cancer placements, doesn't have to be. And we have a change in the wind, which Pisces got as well. Interesting. Some of you are literally just planning to move homes. You're planning to move your places of residence or your country even, or you could be moving jobs, right? A career maybe that felt like home, that felt very familiar to you, is shifting. This could also be a significant connection that may be evolving and changing. And I think we can thank Pluto for that. And I've been telling every sign this, and almost every reading or astrology forecast that you're going to watch this year is going to mention Pluto, because it's made a generational shift. After 15 years of being in Capricorn, it's moving into Aquarius this year. So Capricorn rules our public image, our income, our career, right? So there could be a shift in what felt like was a very permanent fixture in your life. And like I said earlier, this could be talking about your significant connections as well. So let's see what your tarot says, Aries. Whoop. All right, I'll take them. We have the King of Cups, we have the Hierophant, and we have the Six of Swords. And the Six of Swords has shown up for almost every single sign before you. Interesting. Scorpio and Taurus energy. We have the Nine of Pentacles, Judgment, which showed up for Scorpio before you, and we have the Eight of Wands, communication. Something is resurfacing for a do-over here, Aries, and I have the Two of Cups with the King of Swords and the Page of Cups. Beautiful. This is definitely a love reading. I have been trying to diversify and generalize my readings just a little bit so I can include and encompass all areas of one's life, but somehow the universe likes to throw love readings at my face. So there we go. This is primarily about love. I do feel with the Six of Swords and the Nine of Pentacles, you may have recently moved away from a situation, and your oracles are reflecting that. Right? A person maybe that felt like home, that felt safe, suddenly didn't. The Six of Swords is moving on to calmer waters from chaos, right? And the Nine of Pentacles has been modernized into the card of someone being single. But I feel like more than anything, this shakeup was for you to become independent and autonomous within your own self, regardless of your relationship status, right? And this is significant right now, and I have mentioned this to you in previous readings. The North Node of the Moon is in your sign, in Aries, and the South Node is in Libra, right? So for the next at least 1.5 to 2 years, we will be focused on that autonomy and independence, regardless of us being in a relationship or not. So it's possible that there was a touch of codependency in a connection here, Aries, and you may have felt a little suffocated. Right now, Chiron is also in Aries right now, and it's sitting on top of the North Node. Chiron is the wounded warrior. I'm sorry, it's not the wounded warrior, it is the wounded healer, right? So this is us collectively healing abandonment trauma to a very large extent. It is us collectively healing our identities, because you are the first house of the zodiac. You're the first sign of the zodiac, right? This is your true essence as a person. You healing that regardless of who you're attached to. With the Hierophant and Judgment, for some of you, this could have been as deep as a marriage, right? It could be someone maybe you were with for 10 years. This is a very significant connection that had maybe reached a spiritual state, right? It had reached, it's almost like your higher selves were in union as well. So there's a deep integration here that may have shifted a little bit. But with Judgment, something is coming back to life to be looked at again, to see if it's still worth your time or not, right? We have the King of Cups with the Eight of Wands. The King of Cups is very Scorpionic energy. This could be you. This could be someone you're dealing with a whole lot of love in their heart and wanting to communicate it. Six of Swords again at the bottom of the deck randomly. Some of you are very intent on moving away from this, regardless of how much love there was in a situation. High Priestess, Five of Wands, moving on from conflict. What did I say? And the Chariot. For some of you, your gut is telling you that whether this comes back to life or not, you are ready for this change. You're ready to move forward, because there was a lot of sadness here. The Five of Cups in the original Rider-Waite illustrates this hooded figure who's grieving over 3 cups that have been spilt over, but is refusing to see the 2 cups that stand very full and upright behind him. I feel that you were seeing the glass half empty in this situation, and I'm not berating you for that. I feel like the glass was half empty, right? Even though there was love in the background, it wasn't enough. I feel like the pain in the situation trumped the pleasure in the situation, which is why now we have 2 cards of moving forward from conflict. Why is the Hierophant here? The Four of Pentacles, the Eight of Cups, yeah. And the Hierophant again, that's confirmation. Some of you are trying to climb this ladder and look for a higher level of love. Plain and simple. You're walking away. You are walking away from cups that don't serve you anymore. Moving into the light. There's something more out there for you, and I feel like you are going to be holding back for a long time to come, because you're preserving your energy. For some of you, you may be telling yourselves that you're happier single than in a connection. So you're well, holding back. And with no place like home, I feel like that home that you may have built in another person, you're building that within yourself. Why is the King of Cups here? The Magician, the Nine of Wands, and the Devil. Oof, someone's manifesting here. And I don't think it's you, because I feel like you've been healing. You have been healing here. The Devil is Capricorn energy. The Hierophant, I should mention all this. The Hierophant is Taurus. We have the Magician with Virgo and Gemini. And we have Cancer with Pisces energy and Scorpio. Someone here has been manifesting you. But you know what? I don't like it. The Devil can be a good card. Trust me, it can be, because it is the energy of Saturn. And Saturn can be a very difficult planet to deal with, but Saturn teaches us the best lessons. But here, there's a puppeting happening. You see? It's like someone may have lost control over you here, Aries. And there's a manipulation here. Someone may be trying to draw you in with false promises of love. I wouldn't trust it. I feel like this is coming in very quickly, but you made up your mind for a reason with the Six of Swords to move away from this. We have the King of Pentacles, the King of Wands, and the Page of Pentacles. You're done dealing with childish people and immature behavior. I feel with the King of Pentacles and the King of Wands, regardless of gender, you are now only wanting to attract people who are very inspired and focused within their own lives, right? You may have been dealing with somebody whose focus was elsewhere. This person could have addictions, right? They could be wishy-washy. They could be in and out. And someone who was very used to playing games, very hot and cold. But there's a stability here that you are trying to attract to yourself, because you realize your worth and you've worked on yourself. Five of Swords and the Six of Wands. You're not looking for empty promises anymore. You're not looking for shortcuts to success anymore. Some of you could very well be dealing with 2 different people. Could be an earth sign and a fire sign. You could be deciding between 2 people. But I feel like for a lot of you, you are not wasting time and energy on people who are not focused, you know. Page of Wands, Three of Wands and the Two of Wands. I feel like whatever this is coming back for a do-over, but you've made up your mind. Plain and simple. You're looking to the future. You're not looking back anymore. With the Page of Wands, this is somebody who can, again, be very childish and very immature. While the Judgment card carries a lot of weight as an energy, it carries almost this energy of a very difficult exam. Okay, you know this exam is coming about. I'm talking about the person that you're dealing with. They know this exam is looming over their head. And they know it's the most difficult and most important exam of their life, at least one of. And they're going in unprepared. We have the Sun, the Ace of Wands and the Wheel of Fortune, with the Four of Wands, with the Strength card, with the Four of Swords and the Ten of Cups, with the Seven of Pentacles. I'm not saying the intention is wrong. Okay, whoever this is that you're dealing with, they have good intentions. They see happiness with you. There's a lot of passion here. But I don't see a lot of stability. I don't see a lot of permanence. I'm going to get a crossing card between the Hierophant and Judgment. You see, the intention is pure. There is love. And you're telling me I don't give a shit. Some of you were really hurt in this connection, Aries. I'm really sorry. You're determined to move forward. Curious to clarify the Eight of Wands. We have the Queen of Wands, we have the Hanged Man, and we have Temperance. There's an energy of patience here. I don't know if this patience is coming from you or it's coming from the other person, but there is a fear here. The Queen of Wands is your energy, and I feel like you're, well, radiant, right? And it can be very difficult for a person who's carrying so much shadow to approach that radiance because they're opposing forces, light and dark. Light and dark. So there is somebody here who is waiting to approach so that they're not shut down. I'm going to get one more. The Ten of Cups. The Four of Swords and Strength. They realize that there's so much potential here, Aries. There is so much potential here for them. And I do feel, you know, when I saw the Devil, I was like, I see no cards of healing. I see no cards of this person wanting to change and become a better person. But the Four of Swords here and the Six of Cups is telling me that they do want to change. Three of Cups and the Lovers with the Nine of Cups. You're a wish fulfilled for this person. And they are willing to change for you. They may have been a player in the past. They may have been this toxic energy, this narcissistic energy. But I feel like with no place like home and a change in the wind, they may have taken you for granted. You could have been that permanent fixture in their lives, you know. That, oh, Aries is not going anywhere. And you suddenly were out. And then there was an oh shit. I do still see that they're not prepared for this. They're not prepared to come to you in the way that you deserve. But they're working on it. They're working up the courage to approach you correctly. Courage, strength. Because they see the potential here with the Ten of Cups, plain and simple. This has been a very generic reading of somebody regretting a breakup. And sometimes it pisses me off because I want to be a deeper reader. I want to talk about other things. But I can't help it, right? The cards sometimes suggest a very typical reading, and maybe you are going through something very typical, frustrating but typical. It's almost like I was listening to somebody yesterday on YouTube, and he was saying that, you know, when someone's smack dab in front of the Eiffel Tower, they don't see it, right? Because they have very easy access to it. They're at the door, so they don't see the entire building because they're right there. They can walk in whenever they want. But the further away they go, or the further away the Eiffel Tower gets to them, they see the entire building. They see the entire tower in all its glory. And they want to get closer to it. You know what I mean? So it's like the minute you stepped away, your worth was realized. And that is an unfortunate truth of life. We will always value what we don't have. And I feel like this person doesn't have you. So they're, well, healing. They could be healing that toxic pattern that I was talking about. right? They could have been conducting themselves like this in relationships all their lives, and with you multiple times. And there's a realization of their own patterning here. So I guess that's a good thing. And this is just a 2-week energy update. I'm not entirely sure if they're going to reach out to you now or they're just getting up to do so. We have the number 1. You could be seeing 111 or 111 a lot. This talks about your intuition, right? You trusting your gut and listening to your heart, not letting fear take over. Sometimes we can mistake our fear for our intuition, right? We have Capricorn. You could be dealing with a Capricorn. You may have Capricorn heavily in your chart. Doesn't have to be. But this is that new moon that we just had in Capricorn, and also Pluto leaving Capricorn, right? But Capricorn is a very stable Saturnian sign. This is a very no-nonsense kind of energy. And I feel like that is what you're adopting now. And we have Jupiter. Jupiter has recently moved direct in the sign of Taurus, and it is eventually this year going to move into Gemini, which is interesting. But Jupiter is the planet of luck and expansion and joy and optimism and freedom, right? So I feel like wherever you felt restricted or codependent in a connection, that autonomy is coming back. And that autonomy and that independence is putting a bounce in your step, because you feel like you're not tied down to anything or anyone, right? And you can make your own decisions. Okay, let's see what initials we have. Tempted to see what was under the 2 of Cups, the King of Swords and the Page of Cups, with the Queen of Wands and the Moon and the 9 of Swords and the Death and Rebirth card. So yeah, I feel like there could be an apology coming in, right? That small insignificant attempt to give that exam, and I feel like you're cutting it out, but there is still a realization of the love that you share for this person and vice versa. All right, we have the letters M, H, E, T, C, Q, and V. These could be your initials, they could be the initials of someone you're dealing with, doesn't have to be, but just a special mention for those of you who've seen your initials here today. All right, Aries, that was it. I hope this helped. I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.